On the 20th of November, the CPMR, in collaboration with the CETMAR and with the strong support of the project Blue Mission Atlantic-Arctic, organized a pilot stakeholder assembly, gathering around 20 participants from the Atlantic Lighthouse of the mission Ocean and Waters in an interactive event.
Bleu for Blue is a 3-year funded project. It started in 2022. It's funded by the Horizon Europe program. We're there to co-create and complement the mission Oceans and Waters. We are a consortium of 18 different organizations from 9 countries. We're here to set the foundations and develop processes in terms of stakeholder engagement, citizen participation, ocean literacy, mission storytelling, knowledge transfer, and also business regulation and finance and environment in order to achieve the mission Ocean and Waters objectives.
So the stakeholder assembly created a space for the participants to discuss and deliberate on relevant solutions to boost stakeholder engagement in the mission Ocean and Waters. One of the main goals was to test the decision-making methodology inspired by the Parliament of the Sea model, which has been successfully implemented in several French regions and particularly fits with the objectives of the mission Ocean and Waters.
Each participant was assigned a character in a role-playing game, representing a different stakeholder in a co-developed process for decision-making. In this workshop, 2 different scenarios were addressed. The first one was a nature-based solution for mitigate coastal erosion, and the second one, decision-making for a marine protected area. We assured that the 5 representatives of the pentahelix were included.
Participants have engaged in a parliamentary session where they presented their perspectives and concerns, followed by a negotiation phase. The role game approach allows to test the methodology and learn how to manage different interests in a fictive scenario.
Today was great, specifically because we had first, previous to the workshop, a presentation on sea parliaments that have been implemented in different regions, which are very, very much inspiring and naturally led to the workshop. What I get from this workshop is lots of tools to implement dynamics with stakeholders that allow everybody to express themselves. And I think what thing we highlighted today is the need to understand the position of everyone else in the room in order to be able to build together the solution towards the future we all want.
And our recommendation to make those stakeholders working together are the following. The first one, this is really to make sure that we engage all the stakeholders from the early stage of the project. They don't want to be considered at the end. They really want to work at the early beginning of the project. The second, this is to listen and to take into consideration all of their needs. They want their voices to be heard. This is what I want to mean. And the second point is to help them to move from the I to the us, to take into consideration the personal needs, but to help them to work in a collaborative way. The third one, once we have done the job, this is to work on helping them to co-create into the project. What we want is to co-create the world of tomorrow, a world that we want to be much more resilient.
In terms of the process of using a simulation in order to facilitate dialogue, I think it comes as an advantage on 2 major areas. Firstly, I think it means that people who are designing projects are able to develop their ideas and find some ways of preparing themselves for those conversations that will happen in real life, and therefore have some means of being able to cope with those conversations that could possibly be difficult. And also I think that simulations such as this one allow you to have empathy with the people who are really involved in a project.
And I think there's real value in utilising those in projects like the Blue Mission AA and also within the Atlantic Strategy to look at how we might empower stakeholders, bring stakeholders into processes, either local site restoration projects or bigger strategic approaches.
We will address the legacy of pilot projects from Bleu for Blue, where methodologies for stakeholder engagement were tested and validated, such as the pilot stakeholder assembly we're attending here in Bordeaux that is dedicated to the Atlantic Arctic basin. We will develop pathways for strengthening stakeholders, project owners, skills and capacities for involving all the different actors. The last step will be the development of a legacy document that will be reviewed in a cross-lighthouse think tank in order to collect all these different efforts and align them with the key policies and strategies such as Erasmus+, Path for Skills, and so on.
At this hands-on Atlantic and Arctic Pilot Stakeholder Assembly was trialed a socially inclusive decision-making methodology for informing environmental policy implementation, contributing to the mission Restore Our Oceans and Waters key objectives.
Stay tuned via our website and follow us on social media to learn more about our journey towards a healthy ocean and waters.